Alright, y'all, what's going on? It's your boy Gotti. I'm back with another video. Today, we're doing a little reaction. We got a little craziest high spots in WWE history. Being a wrestling fan for all my life, I feel like I've seen some of these. Probably have seen most of them. But I'm ready to see them again. Let's go.
How hard are we going to have to work to have wrestlers other than Shane McMahon and Mick Foley on this list? The two madmen have more insane dives and bumps between the two of them than the Dudley Boys have tag team title reigns. But there have been other lunatics across WWE's broad history, and we'll be sure to include them in this list as well. Here are the craziest high spots in WWE history, starting with all of the side falls off the Hell in a Cell. How many of these have there been over the years? From Shawn Michaels' original fall in 1997 to Cactus Jack in 2000 to the plethora of wrestlers who have fallen off the side in the decades since. Seth Rollins, Dolph Ziggler, Drew McIntyre, Dean Ambrose, and Kevin Owens all come to mind as superstars who have nearly taken identical bumps. The Ambrose and Ziggler ones are particularly funny because they both involve Seth Rollins falling with them. Same side of the ring, same lead up to the spot. All that being said, while being tossed off the top of the cell is clearly more hazardous, credit to these men for giving us what we really want in a cell match: a fall off the cell itself. Shane McMahon jumps off the Hell in a Cell twice.
This shit was crazy. I remember watching this. Like, Shane McMahon was a crazy fucker, dude. He was always crazy. Oh my god.
As we'll see with this list, Shane McMahon has jumped off some extremely high structures in his life. Most of these were in the early 2000s. At WrestleMania 32 against The Undertaker, Shane jumped again. Only this time he was in his late 40s. Oh, also, this was the newer cell structure that was 20 feet tall, unlike the original cells, which were just 16 feet. Rather than leave this as a memorable moment for the decade, Shane did it again a year and a half later. Shane's career has been filled with insane spots, but this one at this age could very well take the cake. Cactus Jack falls through the cell.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, my God.
Yeah, okay, so Mick Foley's second fall through the cell structure was much more planned than the first one. The cell was planned to break, the ring was planned to break, and most importantly, the plan was for Mick Foley not to break. Even with all the added protection, this is still a crazy spot. Triple H back body drops Foley, meaning that Foley had to do a flip prior to falling close to 16 feet towards the ring. It's insane to me that after his two falls in 1998, more on those later by the way, that he'd volunteer to do it again not even 2 years later. Shane McMahon jumps off the Titantron. In 2001, this was the craziest bump wrestling fans had seen to date. It doesn't get the glitz and glamour that Mankind's Hell in a Cell bumps get, but good lord, look at the height Shane falls from. Of course, he's landing on padding. Of course, it was planned so there would be minimal injury, but who amongst us would dare to make this leap while also making sure you don't damage the Big Show who's just laying there? Imagine being the Big Show, just having to pray that Shane doesn't slightly miss and smash one of his bones into your skull. Mankind's infamous Hell in a Cell night.
Dude, okay, so like this one, I don't think Mick Foley gets enough like credit for his career, but this right here is more impressive than so many wrestlers' entire careers, because like he died this night. He died 3, 4, 5 times.
Either of the two mega bumps that Mankind endures in this match could have been the entire match. If Mankind was thrown off the side of the cell and they called the match right there, people would have been happy. If he fell through the structure and the match ended right there, people would have been happy. Instead, he grabs a bag of thumbtacks and gets slammed into them. If he had just been slammed into them once, people would have been happy. But he gets slammed into them twice, the second time directly into the middle of the pile. The funniest part is after all that, he then had to run interference in the main event between Stone Cold Steve Austin and Kane, only to eat a stunner from Austin. Good lord. Shane McMahon gets launched through glass, eventually.
So, I hate this one just because, like, Shane really gets fucked up. If you don't know the backstory, Shane breaks his neck here. Like he breaks his neck. Like, and as someone who's broken their neck, does not feel good. Like I look at that shit.
Kurt Angle and Shane McMahon had an amazing match at the King of the Ring 2001. It was full of high spots that you'd see in a traditional wrestling match. It was full of high spots you'd see in a hardcore wrestling match. Then they kicked it up a notch and gave us a high spot we should never have seen. The glass wasn't dummy glass. It was full-on, cut-you-on contact, real glass. To make matters worse, Shane didn't break through. He was launched upside down, hit the glass, then came crashing down onto his skull. Angle knew they needed to make the spot happen though, so he just grabbed Shane and tossed him right through it. Rikishi goes for a hayride.
Well, I just seen something about this the other day ago. This almost ended Rikishi's fucking marriage. Like his wife almost left him.
For the first few Hell in a Cell matches, it was standard that someone had to fall off of it. Shawn Michaels fell off first, Mick Foley fell off and threw them several times. They tried once without having someone fall off, and the poor Big Boss Man's career never really recovered, unless you count that awful Big Show World Title program as a recovery. This time, it was 400-pound Rikishi who volunteered to take the fall. Madman that he is, Rikishi fell backwards off an Undertaker chokeslam onto a truck bed full of hay. Surely the hay broke his fall, but a man that size falling blindly backwards was a maddening sight to see. Jeff Hardy jumps through Edge. We could really make this entire list about Jeff Hardy. How many insane spots has he had in the WWE alone? Everyone remembers Edge spearing a dangling Jeff Hardy at WrestleMania 17, but what about this insane spot the duo shared 7 years later? Edge was a full-on main eventer at this point, so both his and Randy Orton's inclusion in the match felt strange. It almost felt like one of them was guaranteed to win. Wrong we were, as Jeff Hardy performed one of the craziest bumps WWE has shown to date, and I believe the first time we saw...
Look at Matt in the background.
One of the craziest...
Look at Matt right there. He's like...
bumps WWE has shown to date, and I believe the first time we saw a ladder break as opposed to a usual table. Shane McMahon runs away from Steve Black.
I don't know if I know.
Y'all don't got Arcade,
God
y'all better get Arcade. Arcade has the best samples in the game. It's about to be 2020.
Oh, okay. That's okay.
This is probably the weirdest entry on the list. I remember at the time thinking, Steve Blackman, is he a main event guy now? Why is he facing Shane McMahon, such a prominent member of the main event scene? It was different when Shane faced X-Pac at WrestleMania the year prior as the Corporation versus DX feud was in full effect. But just Steve Blackman on his own? I remember thinking, alright, I guess they'll do more with Blackman after this feud. I remember after the bump thinking, alright, Steve Blackman is a made man now. But it was really the first, last, and only great thing he did in his entire career. That said, it is a hell of a bump. Credit to Shane for getting a little higher than Blackman did for the fall. Edge spears Jeff Hardy from a ladder. There are so many spots in this match that could be on the list, but there's only one legendary spot that everyone knows about. Even fans who weren't fans back then, or frankly weren't even born in 2001, are familiar with this spot. After a wonderful car crash of a match, arguably still the greatest TLC match to date, one of the biggest spots was Edge jumping off a ladder and spearing a dangling Jeff Hardy who was holding on to the belts. Credit to Edge for nailing the spear, and credit to Jeff for selling it better than any of Goldberg's WCW opponents. Oh, also, the spot after where Bubba Ray Dudley and Matt Hardy both fall through several tables almost made the list. Brock Lesnar pile drives himself. There's footage all over the internet of a 300-pound young Brock Lesnar hitting a shooting star press. The move is impressive when it's performed by cruiserweights. It's staggering to watch a man of Brock's size to attempt the move, let alone pull it off. But it's on this list because of an attempt rather than one that he pulled off. Brock had been winning matches, tournaments, and titles with the F5, and since this was the main event of WrestleMania, he was convinced to do something special. Apparently he wasn't comfortable performing the move, which is bizarre given how many times he had done it it off camera. Still, he should have listened to his gut instinct because this thing was very nearly the end of the next big thing. Brock doesn't quite get the full rotation required for a proper shooting star press and lands damn near head first onto the ring. Who knows how much worse this could have been if he had not. The Big Show destroys the ring 3 times.
I remember seeing one of these vividly.
The first time this happened was on an episode of SmackDown in 2003. It was insane to watch, and I didn't expect to see it again. Years later, Mark Henry and The Big Show did the same spot in a World Heavyweight title match in 2011. 6 years after that, The Big Show destroyed another ring in the same spot with Braun Strowman. Someone needs to tell The Big Show to stop climbing the turnbuckle. What was he gonna do anyway? A drop kick that he hasn't hit since his mid-90s WCW days? That concludes our list of the craziest high spots in WWE.
Spots. Let me know which one was your favorite though. I appreciate you coming by for the video. I know it's a short one, but I'm trying to get, you know, I'm trying to get bangers, like many videos out for y'all. So I got some longer videos coming through, but those are being edited. So this is just gonna be like a one like non-edited video. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'll see y'all tomorrow.